I sit down and I make this commentary every year, and I don't think I've gone a year without doing it to some degree. And every year, I feel like I'm going to get something different out of it. And I caught myself doing that with this year as well. And I don't think that was necessarily the right thing to do. But yet that feeling doesn't leave me. Every year, usually, I didn't even make it until the time where I normally make this commentary, which is normally about, like, Thanksgiving, or, Thanksgiving, early Christmas time. It's not even Halloween yet. Halloween is in, like, 6 days. I still have all of November to deal with these feelings, and all of December. And I think it's going to be even worse now, because I moved out. I'm no longer living at home where a lot of these memories reside, and I'm living alone. Although, I don't stay alone very often. I am living on my own, away from the place where I spent the last 15 to 17 years. But every year, I sit down and I make a commentary regarding the nostalgic feelings I get during the holiday season, during the last 3 months of the year, October, November, and December. Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, usually the closing of the winter semester of school, except I'm out of school this year, so I don't even fully have that to hold on to. Now I have it a bit more than I will next year because my fiance Chu is still in school, but I don't know. It's still there. Again, I didn't hold out as long as I normally did, and so I've already begun watching or rewatching old CNanners commentaries, which is what I normally do every year. This is my process. I go back and I rewatch old CNanners commentaries. I get super nostalgic. I think about all the other various gaming related, because a lot of my memories and a lot of my sense of self, especially back from early mid-high school to late high school, is very much centered around gaming and YouTube, because that's when I started making that transition into what my life ultimately started becoming. And I ended up there pretty early this year. Now, that was not of my own direct intention or will, per se. There was somebody else's video that I was watching, and in YouTube on the right-hand side said, hey, this old CNanners commentary is a related video to this one, and that was very strange. And so I clicked it and watched it, and it was one of the ones I usually watch, although not one of the ones I watched as common. But then I was more interested because I noticed that the video was in 60 FPS, even though it was from 2010. And that's because he was apparently uploading in 60 frames per second pretty much the entire time up until Black Ops. And that makes sense. He was making videos, if my understanding is correct, he was making videos with his Blackmagic Intensity Pro, recording at 720p 5994, and so he made videos in 720p 5994. That's generally the right way to go. And so when YouTube made their big 60 FPS update, over the past 6 months or so, they've gone back and re-encoded old videos, and so they got encoded in 60 FPS. And while obviously they are last generation games that were technically running at 30 frames per second, the video still looks a little bit smoother, so that's kind of cool. But that got me intrigued, and so I went to check out his old videos based on that. And I didn't catch myself that I then started watching them and getting those same feelings, and I did the exact same that I normally do. Went to his channel, went to videos, went to oldest to newest, and started watching the ones that were actually about, like, life topics, and not just, here's my gameplay, and I'm shooting with the viewer, and I don't care so much about those. It's more his personal topics and experiences that he shares. This brings back a lot of nostalgia for me. Some of my, for whatever reason, just strongest and warmest memories are centered around Thanksgiving to Christmas time in high school. I have a specific room format of my bedroom that was kind of flipped of what it was before I moved. Playing Call of Duty and Halo 3, watching CNanners videos, starting to record myself, playing Beat Hazard on the computer, just lots of weird specific things. And that's the thing, though, I can't exactly describe it, and that's what it got me thinking about this time, is what is nostalgia? And I may be an outlier in this, because some people seem to have very specific nostalgias. Nostalgias? I guess that's how you say it. But for me, it's never anything tangible, which is why I feel so strangely about nostalgia. It's never anything super, super tangible. I have fragmented memories and abstract ideas that I am attracted to in a nostalgic sense. And that makes it harder to grasp onto or to relieve because I don't entirely understand what I'm looking for. I have images, like a slideshow of images and feelings and ideas from high school, and then I have specific concepts like these commentaries and seeing Anners playing Black Ops, seeing Anners playing World at War, Modern Warfare 2, watching these commentary videos, me playing Halo 3 with high school friends, my room being in a specific order, the old speakers I used to use, a couple YouTube musicians' music videos I used to watch regularly because I really liked the song. These weird specific things. None of those I can really reconstruct to get the feeling back. And that's why it's so weird for me. Maybe that's why I rewatch these commentaries at that time every year. Or at least, you know, those feelings seem to align. Because that's the only tangible thing I can do to recreate what gave me those feelings. Because I can, other than, there is a couple that he removed because it had copyrighted music. Which really sucks because they were some of my favorite. But other than videos that he specifically removed, I can go back and rewatch Scene Anders commentaries at any point in time. So that's one specific thing that I can go back and redo. I can't go back to high school and for the specific, like, fall excitement, festivities kind of things at high school and recreate that. I can't just go waltz back into my high school, nor would I necessarily want to. And the people I were there with weren't there. The relationships I had aren't there. I can't just go back to my bedroom in at my parents' house and rearrange it like that. All my stuff is here, and my sister's now living in my old bedroom. Nothing can realign that way, except these commentaries. So, I don't know. I'm really scared for whenever it becomes time to start doing stuff like high school reunions. I realize that may be pretty far out, although maybe not. Like, I don't know when people start having those. But as scary as it is to admit, I'm actually pretty far out from high school now. Ugh. That actually gives me really weird feelings because, I don't know, high school was everything for the longest time. I mean, it was 4 years of my life, and it was 4 of my most developmental years of myself, of my life. Like, high school, basically, like, probably junior and senior year for sure, but high school and the end of high school were extremely huge in my self-discovery, self-development, things like that, followed only by probably my sophomore and junior year of college, in which I also, you know, pivoted a little bit and discovered more about myself and developed myself a lot stronger. It's just really weird. And my first year of college was honestly still tied to high school for me. The school was right down the street from my high school. I still had a lot of my high school friends, and I was still the same person as I was senior year of high school in my first year of college. And so a lot of those memories and ideas are very mushed together because I was the same person. And I don't really know where this commentary is going. Leave me a comment down below. This is what I'm looking for. Is what is nostalgia to you? What do you get out of it, or what do you look to get out of? Nostalgia isn't a verb, so I don't even know how to specifically ask that. What does nostalgia mean to you? And if you go to, like, indulge yourself in said nostalgia, I guess that's what I'm looking for. What do you hope to get out of it, or what do you get out of it? Am I missing something? I don't know. I can't even define what I'm looking for, which makes it that much harder to look for it. And so maybe it's not a bad thing that I go back and rewatch these commentaries. I used to have them downloaded and, like, even iTunes up, so I had a, like, iTunes playlist of just the audio, but it wasn't the same just listening to the audio, even though 90% of the time if I watch a gameplay commentary, I'm usually in another tab doing work or not paying attention to the gameplay, but I at least have to start by watching those videos and then maybe flip over as I'm listening or something. It's very weird, but maybe it's a good thing that I'm doing this. Maybe that's my way of actually getting something tangible out of nostalgic feelings. I don't know, but it happens. So I may make another one of these because, like I said, I normally get to Thanksgiving before I really, like, go hard in the nostalgic department and make one of these commentaries. So I'm sorry if I make another commentary related to nostalgia, but nostalgia is a scary, exciting, comforting, and yet worrying thing. And I don't know. So I'm curious what it means to other people, though. Leave that down below. I'll see you next time. I totally wasn't planning on making a commentary yet. It's been a little while.